Alright, this is the video of everyday tank role, everyday tank weapon, and how they are played for the ZvZ comp. First of all, my personal favorite, the Grovekeeper. I'm a Grovekeeper main, I love this one. Your Q reduce armor, W slows people around in the ring, the E stun people as you jump in, and it increase your armor based on the amount of people you hit. Your R from the Guardian armor, reduce damage, decrease damage from they deal, and slow them by 15%. So this way. Clerical to save yourself, can be cast at all time. Can be used while stun and silence. And your boots, cast time. And your boots that make you immune to everything. And when you use them, when you start walking through people, it makes you go faster. So and while you walk through enemy, you increase your movement speed. So that's a paragraph down here. Alright, so the way it's played is usually played in the front, really far away from the, well, once pretty close to your shot caller. Let's say the lantern here is the shot caller. You will play a bit forward to the northwest towards the enemy. A bit spread, so on the side, because you get some type of range. And you're aiming at the big DPS, trying to stop engage, and trying to stop their defensive. As they come in, you use your E, stop them, and you then make space. The way you make space is with this W, so this W that makes that slow them. And to make sure we get good engage, I would prefer you to use it as we disengage or as they disengage. So let's say those three dummy engage on us. I stun them. I don't want you to drop directly your W. I want you to wait a bit, as they are not going to get slowed by your W. You need to try to make it as they are pretty much on the ring, and when they try to walk out, they are going to be slowed. So you want to tempo that thing a bit. If your E didn't save the Zerg already, I will prefer you to use your R. And if you don't have your E, use your R to reduce their damage as they are engaging. So you can see this more with the example in the video about D-Tanks. The D-Tanks example video. And as you are in the backline, you can stay in the backline a lot. If you get engaged on, you protect yourself with your out, and then you get out. Make sure you use your pot and all those things. Next weapon is the Heavy Mace. The Heavy Mace is a pre-clump. So it's a setup clump build. Oh, I don't have my setup. There you go. Like this. So as the Heavy Mace in our build, one of us, the first Heavy Mace I got in should be Emily, the one that plays it a lot. So you are going to engage on the enemy before our clump tank. So the clump tank is going to engage on you and where you're at. So you use your boots to dash in, then your W, you silence them, and then the clump should happen on you. So as the offensive tank calls out, the shot caller goes, we are going to engage northeast and northwest in 3, 2, then you jump in and you silence them in the biggest clump you can see. Making it as they can't proc Night Helm to protect themselves, nor defensive. So it'd be really good. And after you engage, so after you jump in, so you can jump in, that, E let's say, and then move your boots back to be in safety. And if you're disengaging, you get the Dusky Armor. This thing removes boots. So when people try to boots in, let's say that, and they run into it, the boot's gonna disappear. So that's really good as you're engaging too. Since just going in, propping the thing will also remove the Graveguard boots. So Graveguard boots are protecting the from Graveguard boots. Where are they at? Just to be sure I don't say anything bad. Graveguard boots make you immune to stun, roots, and slow. So as you jump in, silence, remove the boots, and they don't have a choice but to get clumped. They can't do anything else. They are clumped at this point. Your W come back faster, a lot faster than the engage tank. So you can use it again to protect the Zerg, and you drop the Q always in the choke because this thing silences everyone. Alright, if you get engaged on, you still have the clerical, it's pretty good. Now, for the next build. The next build is the Bedrock. Bedrock is played with a Mistcaller. I forgot to take one, but yeah. Alien Hood, Demon Armor, and Mercenary Shoes with a Marklet Cape. The reason you get the Marklet Cape and not the Fortune Cape that removes CC from you is because you got a Demon Armor, and as you go down, it's better for you to have a resistance. Like, it's gonna save you a lot because you will get dropped on the 25 health. So the way you are supposed to play it is when we engage, and as they are getting engaged on us, you need to jump in the back line and silence the support. So enigmatic, healers, and all those stuff, you silence them as we engage. That's your role. That's the thing you do. When we are getting engaged, you need to book back the most people you can, jump on the DPS, melee DPS, and drop defensive. So you are. This thing is going to deflect the damage they do to you and to the Zerg, to the people around you. So it's really important to stay with your clump tank, because the clump tank shot caller is going to be the most engaged on. So if you don't have your Q, the best way is to jump in the back line as we engage and drop this thing. This thing silences everyone inside. The only thing you can do in this is auto attack. So all the support won't be able to do anything to our Zerg and protect from the engage. You also want to use your W and your E to boot people back, so don't forget to use those. If those are engaging and they are going southeast, you are better to put it in an angle and stay a bit far away from the clump tank, and then walk in with your demon armor with on the clump. You don't need to be inside of it, as you get clump and silence. So if you're not silenced, you better just walking towards the middle and you pop your demon armor. That's the way you play the Bedrock. You can also pretty much play it always in the backline if you feel like it, but you don't have as much defensive as the other one, because we gave you the possibility to silence everyone and then remove the enigmatic and support those type of thing. So that's the way we expect it to be played for now. The next one is the Icicle Staff. Icicle Staff is played again. Yeah, it's played with the Dusk Quiver and Mercenary Shoes. So the Mercenary Shoes can be cast at all time. That's your defensive, so you can jump out. And a Dusk Judy Armor, right? Judy Helm. So this staff is pretty strange because you don't have hard stop. You got like slow stop and those type of thing. I'm not sure which one you're supposed to use. Increase all damage and cooldown rate by 20% up to 10 allies. This thing. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to use. So as we engage, you need to use your W on your squad, so they do much more damage. So all DPS you got in your squad, you want to drop your W in as much as you can. You slow them down, so you walk back, you remove the boots, and you keep walking back. And this thing, the E, is a big slow zone. It remove in your all CC resistance. So all the Night Helms and the Graveguard boosts played together won't be able to pass through this thing. They're all gonna be slowed. So as they engage, you need to drop your E and slow them as most as you can to make it so the boots or the Night Helm run out. That's the whole point. And you're also playing with the Fort Sterling Cape, and you're playing with the Marklet Cape. It's the Fort Sterling one. And finally the G. G, there we go, Mimic. Yeah. And alright, so here's the support part. As support, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different weapons we mainly use. 5 in the comp in the ZvZ build. So the first one I'm going to show up is the Enigmatic, the one we prefer, it's the one we love the most. So the Enigmatic, the Q that we are using, make it so you can make one person immune for force of movement. Same thing as G8, you want to Q the shot caller. Or the main DPS, so the main DPS is the one at 1800 IP, 1800 IP. So if there's one, you can Q him if the shot caller is already bubbled by the GA. And you want to mimic Guard Runes. Guard Runes is this ability from the Oathkeepers or enemies. So Guard Runes make it as you are immune to force of movement. So I'm going to show it later, but that's the one you want to use. Or you can also use, if you don't have it, the cleanse. So the cleanse, as people are going to get the clump up, the second they get clump up, you want to W them, making it as they are protected for the CC. That remove the CC. Can be used while stun and silence, so that's really good because that means you can save your Zerg. So if you get jump on, silence, and if you do BAM, and the perma hit at just before, you are all free from the perma, and that's really good. So that's the one I would actually use over the Guard Runes. But if you're getting experience, using the Guard Runes is really interesting because you can do target the player with the shield. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm going to look up in the what is it? Alert? No, Black Sailz. ZvZ guide, and just see which one it is. I know Small did a part of that. So it's the select mark target one. So it's game setting, control, key binding, user marker 1. So I guess you can drop on F1. And this thing should target the shield, and the shield is usually on the heavy mace. So it's gonna be on the heavy mace. So you can just F1. It's gonna mimic the shield, and bam, Guard Runes. So as you get better, that's the one thing we want you to do. But for now, just using W, it's fine. You can react at any time. So that's pretty good. And give movement speed to everyone. So it's still a good ability. And next is your E. Your E does a protective bubble. It's spread out to everyone it's touching. But before you use your E, you always need to proc your D, because you make your E uninterruptible. Which means you use D, it's the line thing like this, and then you do the E, and now you can get cancel, and you're gonna save everyone. So when we get engaged on, that's the thing you need to do. Or if we are engaging. So it's one of the two, depending on what the shot caller asks you to do. If you're not sure which one you want, it will be the defensive one. Like, just make sure we don't die as we get engaged on. Offensive, just if we got too enigmatic, alright? Your R is the Judicator armor. Drop a bubble that increase all hitting and resistance inside. So as we pass the choke, like we are going through the choke right here at the south, you want to drop the Judicator because it's gonna increase armor from everyone and the hitting. So if we get engaged on as we walk in, you will obviously be drop. And you want to drop it when we get engaged on. So if you don't have your this combo, so DE, you can just drop an armor and gonna be rotating between the two. The mercenary boosts are to disengage from clump. So if you get full engage on, you can use it as long as when you're silenced and stunned. So at all time, just to get out. And your food is making it so your cooldown rate is reduced and your energy cost is reduced because you are using a lot of energy with this build. Every time you use your E, it's going down pretty fast, and then let's say I cancel it just by myself, like this. You already have and you only use 3 abilities, right? And then the Judy armor. It's pretty rough. The next one I want to show you is, let's just see which one it is, just to be sure I don't do a mistake. So it's the Lifters. The Lifters, Assassin, and this one. So the Lifters shred a lot of magic of resistance from the enemy clump. And purge buff. So it's gonna remove shield from the enigmatics and those type of stuff, the nitrile, the boots, resistance from anything that stack up. If you, example, if there's a guard runes, they're gonna reapply directly the armor, so that doesn't count. But as the shot caller call out, they are going to engage. This thing is placed with a shield because as you go up, your ease goes down in cooldown pretty fast, so you should be able to go down, like just go with the rank of the weapon. So 6.2 is as good as a 5.3 in cooldown, but you need to be pretty high, so your cooldown's under 30 seconds, or pretty close to that, right? So the shield is also to protect you with the demon armor. So as the shot caller is going to count down, you need to be pretty close and instant hit your E to cancel the boots. No, I'm sorry, I lied. I just lied to you guys. It is to refresh abilities. So as the clump come in, you need to shred armor and then drop your E to remove all the enigmatic stack. All the shield, everything, all the resistance they are going to be given, and that's your job. If you do not, if the life curse doesn't hit, they don't die. That's the whole point. So you don't have a choice. If you want to make us win, you need to be able to hit everything. So that W is really critical, and so is the E. So really important. Your Q is a slow, so you can tempo with it. You just drop it, and you're gonna be damaged over time. So if you want to do the max damage, that E will be the most damage, but it takes us some time to cast, and we will prefer your E to be activated before the Q. If you're not fast enough, just do your WE. Alright? As we get engaged on, try not to be exactly clump, but you need to be looking juicy with the rest of the squad, so you need to be like that, and just try to dodge the clump, and then come back and protect the squad. Like this. And all damage dealt to you will be deflected, so when you cast drop defensive, that's what you cast. You boost to get out, and you refresh your cooldown, really important, so you're ready for the next one. Alright, so the life care is pretty basic. Again, mark like cape is just so your defense is high as you go down, because with the demon armor, you will be low at some point. Like your health is going to go down a lot. So make sure you pop it at the same time as everyone when we ask for defensive. Same thing for Judicator armor when that's what you're wearing. The next one are the rootbound staff. This one is played with Judicator armor. So strangely, the rootbound staff is cast as a support. So even when you heal your teammate, it does not make it so your health is overhealed. Like there's an overheal thing in this game, so when you get healed too much, you're heal tired, something like that. So this thing doesn't apply. It's pretty nice. And the way this thing works is you get 5 stacks, so you need to stack it up with those 2 abilities. This thing slowed, this one just stack up. And the second ability from the Q is you get two abilities. It's gonna give you 2 charge, and the W give you 1. Alright? Maybe 2. Yeah, it gives you 2. Because it gives you 2 charge. So you want to transform, drop your Qs, get ready for the engage. When they engage, you need to drop your W. This thing is gonna remove all the CC from your teammates, so you want to be just a bit out of the engage, just to make sure, and then you drop your Q and W on them. The other thing is you won't have always your W as you get engaged on, so you got the R to increase healing, then transform and give the heals, alright? So try not to get engaged on. If you do get engaged on, make sure you dash out and then transform and drop your E. You need 3 stacks to drop your E, by the way, so if that doesn't work, make sure that's fixed. And then you reset cooldown. So you got cooldown for the next engage. Drop Q, Q, and then another one to get full stack, and there you go. I'm not even sure you need to hit. Pretty sure you just need to cast them. So at least one enemy. Yeah, you need to hit. So you need to hit at least one. Same thing with the W. But that's pretty straightforward. So when we get engaged, you remove all CC and give a bubble. You are also immune to damage and CC while you are pressing W. So if you are going to get full engage, press W before you get engaged on. The next one's Oathkeepers. I I prefer Oathkeepers on Demon Armor, but the reason we are doing this way is just because Rootborn Staff and Oathkeepers are pretty much the same. So if you want to play Demon Armor, you are okay to do so. Just make sure we get the correct amount of Judicator and Demon Armor in the squad. So you always want to drop your Q in the choke, so when we get engaged on, they get silence. They are going to walk on it and get silence. Your W need to be dropped as we engage on your melee DPS or range DPS, any DPS you can see. So as they run in, they will get the guard runes, so they won't get CC'd from thrust of movement, and they will be able to full engage on them. So they will be immune to stun, so the thing the Grove Keeper does, but they won't be immune to crown control. So an Heavy Mace will be able to stop them if they are on it. But it's gonna still make them immune to force of movement. And this thing, so as we engage, you're gonna drop it, and they're gonna run in it, drop their E's, and get out. So they're gonna be fully protected. And this thing increases armor resistance too. So when we get engaged, you need to drop it on your teammates that are getting clumped. So if they get clumped, drop W, and now they're protected. Alright? You got the Judy armor again, or the Demon armor, one of the two. You need to try to look juicy because you got a lot of shield. This thing also gives movement speed, so when you engage or get out and those type of thing, you need to use your E to make sure to protect the squad when you take damage. Pretty easy stuff. You also got the Assassin Hood to reset your cooldown. Really easy. The next thing is really easy. Is that true? You need to get used to getting attack and offensive coming in and those type of stuff. But you will get used to it at some point. Right? Next one is... yeah, by the way, the Oathkeepers and the Rootbound was played with the Fort Sterling Cape. Don't confuse it. Like, the Fort Sterling Cape is just better. Next thing is the Locust. The Locust lets all debuff, so it will remove the life curse thing that debuff armor, so damage resistance. So it's really important to put it out, and it just stayed there all the time, at all time. By the way, when you see a cast like this, I'm gonna cast it pretty soon anyway, just to show you that again. Same thing again with the Q and the W. You can copy the guards runes, or you can just use the base W, the same thing as every arcane, one of the two. Yeah. And your E, so it lets all debuff and counter control effect on all allies, so it's really important to drop it as we get engaged on. Like, that's the most important part. So the life charge thing going to be cancelled, and when we cast something and there's a big bar around it, like the metal part with the spike, it means that can't be interrupted. Like, that's immune to everything. So if I go back to Enigmatic, it's just a base line, so you're not immune, they can't cancel. So I'll set it in the thing. Can't be interrupted. Yeah. So if you're not sure, that's the way you cast it and you check. It's just the way the bar under it is cast out. So this one is just a normal bar. That's the way the game works. Alright, now go back to Locust. So Locust, when we get engaged on, you need to drop the Void. If you get two of them, one of them is going to be offensive. So as we engage, you drop it, and then the other one is when we get engaged on. Alright? Easy stuff. Again, guard runes if you can. If you're not used to it, just use the motivator thing. It still does the movement speed. That's pretty good to get out of a clump. So both of them are pretty good. One of them give armor, the other one movement speed. So having both in the squad is the best way to go. Alright. The last one is the Locust, the Occult Staff. The Occult Staff is a bit different than the other one because it's only played with you will use a Graveguard Boot, by the way. With this one I didn't bring some, so it's played to rotate around. So the when people say like how's it called, is the tap in French, but like the carpet. Yeah, the carpet. When you go for the carpet thing, you just need to run in, and as the Chicago go engage, like let's say south, you need to be really good at tracking the shot caller. Same thing with the other one. Like there's a setting in here that gives you the position of shot caller with the crown. So it's 5 if I remember this correctly. So 5 should give you the shot caller. Let's say, just to be sure I said a good thing. Yeah, 5. So you use marker 5, you put a keybind like this, and then you follow him at all time. Use your E, and then do we run in, you drop this, your guard runes. Oh no, this one you don't have a choice. This one you don't have a choice to be able to take your guard runes. Guard rune on your carpet, bubble the engaged tank, and then R before that. Because your R reset cooldown, you reduce cooldown, and increase attack speed. So as you walk out, actually, you can reset cooldown from everyone on the carpet. So let's say we do this again. I'm just gonna reset my cooldown so we can move around. And you need to be ready to the shot caller when you say like carpet northeast. Carpet northeast, so everybody can walk on it and just like run out, reposition, right? So really important for you to be able to follow the crown and follow the call, because you are center of the movement from the guild, from the Zerg. You are like moving everybody around. It's really important for you to be alert. So it's really important roles, so make sure you make use of it. So let's say we say engaged east in 3, in 2, in 1, guard runes, and then Q on your shit caller, go back, R to reset the cooldown of everyone, and then reset cooldown. I know guard runes was pretty strange, but like, you know, I don't have, you need to, by the way, you need to select the mimic beforehand, just so you know. Like, yeah, I can't. Okay, you select your guard runes from your heavy mace, then follow the crown, drop it, you know. So it's a pretty complex weapon. It's one of the most interactive one and complex one from the support role. Alright, this was the support part. I'm gonna go either next and then show off the DPS we got right now. Alright, so is the healer part next. Healers don't have a complex mechanic compared to the support, but they got a big positioning thing they need to keep around, because if they are not close enough to the squad, or they are too close, they are going to die or let everybody die. So it's really important for them to be well positioned. The thing is, I got a video coming out pretty soon about Plebeius gameplay, showing all those positioning things, the thing he does to make sure he's in range and keep people alive. So first important thing is, the first one we use is the autofall. The autofall, the E is a jump in, and you become immune to damage, debuff CC effect until impact. It throws every enemy in the air and restore a health for everyone. Healing at least one person, reset the cooldown, so make sure you heal someone. So the autofall E is used precisely when we get engaged on. So as we get engaged on, you're going to predict the engage with your Q. So your Q has got some casting time, and you want to W first. Always W first, because there's no cast time. It's instant. You just throw it around, and then you jump in on the engage. You don't want to jump in exactly at the same time as they engage on you, because you are going to die and you are pretty squishy. So you want to jump in just after like the perma pop. So the perma is gonna hit the people, and as it pops off, you want to jump on them to heal them up. Because the job of this support is to keep them alive until you can drop your E on them and survive yourself. You have physical armor, you're not really tanky, so do not just jump in like this. If you get clump up, just use your boots, get out, and reset. And you got the... oh, clerical, I didn't realize. So it's a clerical you're using. So the clerical to save yourself, so if you jump in and realize you were too soon, you can just clerical in. So use your Q, W, jump in, D, so you survive the clump. So if they are going to die before the perma or something like that, before the damage, just go in and drop your clerical. Really way more important to save the crown, to save the guys, than to just like think about the perma thing I'm just saying, right? So make sure you jump in and save everyone. Alright, next thing is the Fiscal Robe. The Fiscal Robe got a lot of reading to do. People don't like to read it. So the way it works, you press R, and then you rotate between the 3 different abilities. The one we use is the R, because the firing, because it makes people flee from you for 1 second, making it really hard for the clamp tank to engage on you, or to engage on the squad. And that's the way it works. So you can also use the Storm Shield. That's pretty good. Increase your damage resistance by 80% and stun people for 1 second. But we will prefer you to just RR real fast to put the firewall and keep running, so people just start running away from you. That's really the important part, and that's what we want you to do. The next one is the Fallen. The Fallen use the Assassin Hood instead of the Clerical, because you don't jump inside the clump. You need to position yourself way better. And it's also using a Royal Jacket to reset the cooldown from your DPS. Or your healers, all those things, like support, anything, just the people around you. So, as you get engaged, same thing, W, QW, and then the E, because they got a lot of cast time. So you want to make sure you cast the W first, because the W will hit instantly and going to heal for a lot all your teammates in the clump. Like 10 allies, that's pretty much the max you will get in the clump. If you get more than that, we fucked up, alright? So it's not your fault. And you need to position yourself, reset your cooldown, and R to reduce the cooldown from your allies. So you want to alternate those two. So you do Q, W, E. Now you use your, well, you need to cast it full. You don't get cancelled. So you need to be pretty well positioned. Then you mid-state and do another circle of cooldown. Just drop some Qs as you run out. And heals people up. Now this thing. And again, E from the next engage. Damn, you save everyone, that's great. And now you are, because now you're gonna see the D and the E. So you want to make those two rotate, the R and the D from each other out. Alright? The next thing is the Blight. The Blight is the Plebeian's favorite weapon. He's doing it pretty well. That thing, right? I'm not sure about this one. You can just see as I play it. Cleric Robe. And Mercenary Shoes. So, the Blight is used after the engage. So the way that the Blight works is you put stack on people, alright? So you want to use those stack on yourself and on the shot caller. So as you put that on the shot caller, they're going to be max 3 stack. If you cast it again, it's gonna reset, so try not to do that. Make sure you just keep the 3 stack, and then you can cast them on yourself, keep them going. By the way, using Alt cast stuff on yourself. So if you cast Alt Q, you can cast on you. Q is just going to cast on your target. Your target if usually F1, because it's gonna be the crown. So make sure you set up that thing. Or the target for the T5 thing, so the target 5 thing you decide to set up. And the way it works is your W spread the number of stack the people got to everybody around, so 10 people max. So you got the 3 stack on them, let's say, and then you drop W. It's gonna put 3 stack on everybody around, and then you cast your E to keep them alive. Again, the W is instant, so that's the perfect way to go. And this thing gives you movement speed and heal people around, so it's really easy to use. So you want to stay just far away to see the crown, to not get clump. Usually the clown is going to get clump on, so do this, and as they get clump on, you W, and then E around them. So you just walk on them as they are getting engaged on. If you are in danger, you got the cleric armor. This thing, the next time you take damage, your ward making you immune for the damage for 3 seconds. Alright? So if you get damage as you do your E, you can cast it just before. So if you feel like you're going to be in danger, and it might save you. Same thing, mercenary shoes, pretty good, get you out. So when you get to engage, you don't use your boots in, you use them defensively to get out or to reposition yourself because you fucked up. You know, that happened. Don't be scared to use it, better use it to reposition and not die than to stay in a clump and get clumped on because you get silenced and you panic. Alright? Alright, so this is the healer part. I'm going to do DPS next. So, see you guys. Alright, here's the DPS row. So, as DPS, your most important job is to hit the clump. So, as the shot caller come and start cutting down, it's going to say, we are going to engage west in 3, in 2, in 1, and then you drop your damage, right? So, damage usually your E or your W. Alright, so let's start with the Spirit and the W usually. It's a combo of those two, the combo. Don't check the cape, I forgot to change them, doesn't really matter. For the demo. First of all, as you start cutting down, the first thing you proc is the Discipline T Night Helm. The Night Helm makes it so 10 allies within 5 meter radius don't get force of movement effect. So let's say knock up, move back from the bedrock and those type of thing. So the type of thing you do is proc this thing and then you start running with your F. When you see the clump, you E, W it, and then you run back. As you run back on the Spirit Hunter, you do the Warrior Banner and you reset the cooldown from your teammates. Alright? Before all of that, you need to be queuing around to get your Q if you don't feel comfortable queuing the enemy. So like this, now you're getting stacks for your weapon, making it so you do more damage. So Spirit to increase your physical auto attack damage by 20%. So those type of thing you do on the tank inside. When there's D-tank, you just Q them, and you auto attack them so they start dying. You need to be using Q and W on them so they start dying. Like, we don't want them to be a pain in our ass all the time. They need to go and be forced to reset, alright? Without being forced to full engage on them. Really important. And then the guys start calling, so you spread out. You start running. And bam! You Q on the clump. And then get back, reset cooldowns for everyone, reset your own, and get ready for the next engage. Just keep Q and W on DD tanks. Keep attacking them, auto attack, do your stuff, stay spread out, don't get clumped. If they clump you, you're dead. Alright, you don't have defensive, so just get in, get out. The rest of us will go and be there for you. The next one is the Permafrost. Alright. So by the way, you do more damage really for attack. So before the thing, try counting your auto attack. You need to learn that. There's a stack around here that indicates how many auto attack you did. So 4. Now you get the bonus right now. So 8 damage increase. Alright? So if you're able to do that, it's a really advanced tactic. Malvin's is not the easiest thing to do. So you run in, D, auto attack, E, W, and get out. Alright, so if you're able to do that, you will be doing way more damage than just like basic stuff. So it's way more. It's 7% more. It's not insignificant. It's pretty important. Alright, so as a Spirit Hunter, you want to be able to do those stuff, type of thing. This thing, you can also use the other Q. That thing increase your range. That's to as you want. So you Q, increase your stack, and then you turn auto attack from pretty far away. So help you not to get clumped, increase your auto attack damage on the D-tanks. So now you're way better position, and you're more safe. It's less damage, but if you don't feel comfortable in the clumping, that's the way you should be playing. Alright? So the next one is Permafrost. Permafrost is played with those things, and Forcing Cape again. So as you come in, there's important stuff to know. first of all, our shard is used with the Morgana Cape when we are not a lot. So if we are playing like a 15 man, 20 man, that you're going to use our shard with Morgana Cape. Otherwise, you use the Frozen Surge with Force String Cape. Alright? So, as we go in, the first, you need to be the first one that hit. You need to use your E before the clump is even formed. Like the clump is coming in, like he just started using his E. You want to be able to drop your E first because you're going to stun them for some time. That's really important because for 1 second, because it's gonna give time to the rest of the DPS to hit. As you drop them, you need to reduce the cast time because as you saw, it was pretty important. So to do that, you got the speed caster from the Scholar Robe. So Scholar Robe making so it's cast really fast, a lot faster, and the 4 auto attack thing. So as you auto attack, to cast, sorry, every time you cast, you're gonna get a stack on the top left. So 1, 2, 3, and now we are engaging in 3, 2, 1, stack, bam! And now you got the buff for casting time. Alright? Speed caster here. Oh well, I didn't manage to count. And like, you know. So you need to count to 4. And now you get the casting time here. So casting time reduced by 40%. So after the 4th time, you can just cast it. You don't need to hit anyone. You can just like do that thing. Like you don't need to hit anyone. Just make sure you get the timer when you use your E. Alright? Really important. The cast time is 0 on this thing. And so it is on this thing. So you need to be really fast. You need to be the first one to hit. So as you count down, you get ready. You start attacking. You put the slows down. Get ready. And then 3rd, we are going to engage west in 3, 2, 1, E, get out. If you're mispositioned, use your W to go in. If you're well placed, you don't need to use it. You can just Q and then E. You can Q at random just to get the cooldown, the cast time. It's pretty fast. If you saw, it's not a lot of time. So I'm gonna just over it so you can see the time you get the cast time for 3 seconds. So you got 3 seconds to cast it and then go in. So as you run in, you just drop a Q and then you get ready for the E. Alright? Really important, otherwise you won't have the cast time. So same thing, R, C, Q, get ready, E on the clump, before it even formed. And there we go. This thing also gives you, which one is this? Tusk wall, yeah, this thing you're using for the thing. So cast time, cast speed is 9.5% and your cooldown is reduced. Alright? So really important. And again, Assassin Hood, you know how to use it. Just put yourself in a safe position and use Assassin Hood to reset your cooldown. The next one is Realm Breaker. Realm Breaker is a really important job because the E chills everyone in the air, so increase CC time for everyone. So as the perma hit, you should be hitting pretty much at the same time. You leap towards the thing and you slam down and decrease all max health by 15%. That's the thing we want before the damage proc ends. So you need to be the first thing to hit at the same time as the perma. Alright? So this thing decrease damage resistance. The perma increase CC time. And the realm decrease max health. So we need those 3 to hit first before our Hellfire, Disperser, and Longbow hit their E. Alright, that's really important. As you start to count down, you need to use your D and F. Your D need to hit the shot caller. If it doesn't hit the shot caller won't get the shield and won't be protected. You're the one giving your Night Helm to the shot caller. So the 10 closest ally need to be 5 meter radius. So I'm gonna show you pretty much what is 5 meter. I don't know if I can see it, so I'm just gonna overrelease, maybe that might work. And you need to stay with them, so you got the demon armor to save everyone as you and the shot caller get long. Alright? If you didn't have that, if you had like something like the royal jacket, you will die with the shot callers too much because you need to be really close to him. And So this is pretty much 5 meter where I'm at right now. So that's 5 meter. Alright. So, as a Shaka's countdown, you need to be using your thing. So that's the Q. You just hit that on the D-tanks, let's say. You need to Q W the D-tanks. The W need to be used right before your E, because it's gonna increase your damage and your movement speed. So as you go in, let's go. So we are going to engage OS in 3, in 2, in 1, and then you E. This thing need to hit. You do to W to increase your movement speed, your damage. If you don't deal damage for 2.5 seconds, the adrenaline boost would just end. Otherwise, it might go and keep up for 7 seconds. So you need to hit it. And the last thing is the Q. So the Q leaves all enemy in the cone for a lot of damage. So after gone out, you need to Q, and then get back. You can also use it to be able to jump in. So you can like reduce the healing they get as they are getting out. So you need to be able to stack this up. I'm not sure exactly the time, so you got some. Let's test it out just for you guys. So 1, 2, then 6, and then you don't have it anymore. So you can't just reduce. You need to try to stack it so the damage is reduced at some point. So you need to be stacking the bleeds, like that's a bleed, and the healing reduce. All right. So try to drop that thing as much as you can. Again, demon armor. When you get full engage on, you are when you ask for defensive, you will be protected by the support and yourself and the shot caller. And everybody with a demon armor will be popping it at the same time. So make sure you do. This thing is played with a martial cape. Don't forget martial cape because of the demon armor again. Alright, so next thing is the longbow. That's a lot of damage. They do a lot. They also reduce damage resistance. And they root people on place. So, as the shot caller starts calling it down, this thing is played with a mercenary hood, meaning it's a cleanse. So you are here to cleanse the squad. Mercenary hood, please pop. So mercenary hood means you need to play the cleanse. If you get engaged on, like when we run in, so engage US in 3, 2, if you get silence, whoop, there you go, you can keep going. Then this thing, Q, and get out. It played with the mist color jacket. And so it makes you immune to all effects, slow, but it slows yourself for 20%. And everybody inside the mist will turn invisible. So as you get out, Mist Walker, so you're immune to the counter engage. And you can get pretty far inside of them to protect yourself. Alright? Like you can like spread out. The W root them, so make sure you hit that. It's a big root. If they don't get any type of thing, if CC resistance, they will die for sure because a lot of damage and a lot of CC. And this thing slows also, so really important. And before you do anything with those two, you need to hit your Q because the Q will reduce damage resistance. It's really important. It might be played something else, so at yeah, that's the only thing we think. Alright, sounds good. I'm not a DPS main, so there might be some of those that I misplace, you know, but pretty important to know. When there's a DPS, there's a D tank in us, really important to auto them because your autos will reduce their armor, so we will be able to like burst them pretty fast. You just need to use W, it's pretty fast cooldown, so you get some time, you can use them once, and then afterwards you get ready for the engage, so you don't use it another time. Get ready, we are going to engage race, so you keep your cooldown, you keep auto attacking during that time, keep auto. Alright, engaging OS in 3, 2, 1, you use, there you go, and then you're out. You better keep it double as long as you can, but don't kill yourself to use it, alright? Just make sure you do as much damage as you can. The only thing we can play is the Mist Burster. This thing is played with a Night Helm. This is a switch build, by the way. It's not that we play longbow more than Misperser. It's played with a cleric robe, so the thing that protect you for 3 seconds when you take damage. And the way it works is you spam the E. So cleric robe is played with a color robe, pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure we're going to go and switch that thing because that doesn't make any sense. So the same way the longbow is played, you want to stun them, CC them for the root, and reduce the damage resistance. So Q, W, and then R for the E. And the E you can cast as much as 4 times your E. And you're going to go E, 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 E. So with a Scholar Robe, you're going to be pretty fast. Alright? You need to clap them as fast as you can. Graveyard Boots again, same thing. Protect you from immunity to stun, root, and slows. So make sure you spread out, because if the enemy mace jump on you and silence you, you will lose those things. Well, cleanse you. So let's say the Squeaver armor. Let's say we'll remove your boots. Alright, next one is the Hellfire Hand. The Hellfire Hand is played. Is the biggest damage we got in the group. Or the Mistwalker Jacket. So you can play in the back and disrupt them. So as we are fighting, you need to be spread out, and you can hit the side player. So like the carving, the other Hellfire, you jump on them, you push them, and you push them back in the squad to fuck them up, and they might create an engage or push them as a clump, like forming clump and those type of thing. And if you feel in danger, you just put this thing, make you immune to all effect. But you are not invisible for you. You're there, but like it makes you pretty safe. All right. So this thing kick people in. This thing that's a knock up, and you keep going around. Same thing as always. Get ready to engage. Always the Night Helm first, and then damn, and the ball. The ball you should try to orient it so it goes everywhere, like the way you're going to retreat, but it's not forced. You can just like the first bounce does a lot more damage than the second bounce, so stay pretty close. Like try to land the ball directly on them, and it's gonna reduce their hitting. So really important you hit, and that's the most damage you do. So this first bounce is the most damage your E does. Like the next bounce you're gonna do some damage, but it's like minor compared to the first E. That is 1700 to like you're losing 600 damage. As you get more experience, if you're watching this, you're not enough. Just like as you will go like further in the guild and those type of thing, more experience, and at some point you will be allowed to play something else that we got right now. The thing you will be allowed to play is Political and Jacket of Tenacity. And those two things make you a lot more vulnerable, and if you're not careful with your positioning, you will die because you don't have anything. The way they work, if they increase your armor and your physical damage, depending on who you target. So you can target yourself with your R, making as your physical damage will increase by 25%, your armor by 185. So using Alt as you click it on it. So Alt R, and then E the clump, you will do a lot more damage than they did before. Alright, so that's the next thing. And the other one is Political. So that's also that thing does magic damage, but it also cancel casting. So you will be able to cancel the enigmatic if you're able to hit them at the same time. So you go in, Q, you kick them around, and then to check out call they are going to engage. So you run, R, eat them, and Political, and they're dead. They all die. That thing is played a lot more RRP. So like 1500. 1550, let's say. So when you get around that point and you're ready to like put your gear in danger, it's depend on you. It's depend on your level on the game. So for now, just play it safe. Play it with them with those two things. Like it's gonna help the squad to stay alive. It's gonna help you to stay alive as you learn. All right. So that was the DPS roles. Make sure you learn them and you get ready for the next CTA.